What's up, everyone? We're here talking Casual Season 2, Episode 8, The Magpie, so stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
It's like, where is it? Another completely random song for our casual after show.
It's a good song. It's a jam music all the time.
I can't believe that we're almost done with this season already.
I know.
2 more episodes, 2 more weeks.
Can't it just be like longer? Can we do 20 episodes? Can they make a change?
I know.
So good.
It's so good. And my crush on Tommy Dewey grows each week.
I know, he's so great.
To me, he does no wrong.
Oh, never.
I love him so much. Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another week of the Casual episode. We are here talking Season 2, Episode 8, The Magpie, which I still don't really know what a magpie is.
Me neither.
But I'm your host, Abby Vega. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at _Abby Vega and on Snapchat at vega.abby. And it's just 2 of us today, but we've got the lovely Renee. Where can they find you?
Hey, guys, you can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Renee Ariel.
So, this episode, there were a lot of, parallels, I felt like, in all the storylines.
Yeah,
They were
for
all
sure.
kind of, none of them really interacted.
Not really,
At
no.
all.
It's just all of their little subplots going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think, who should we start with here?
Let's start with Valerie.
Let's start with Valerie. I was saying last week that I was kind of into Valerie lately.
Yeah, I've been liking Valerie.
Which
I don't
is
know
weird.
What's going on? Yeah, I'm into her lately.
Yeah.
She's like, we can put up with her.
I know.
You know?
Before she was just, I think I really like just her with Jack because she finally lets her walls down. It doesn't have that exterior annoying front that she always puts up.
Exactly.
So this episode, she kind of, last episode, Jack wasn't at the hotel room anymore. She kind of ended up blowing off Harry and Jennifer, which we kind of predicted might have some backlash.
And it did.
And it did. So we see her going to work and kind of just eyeballing Jennifer's office, kind of, do I go in there? Do I not?
Yeah.
And then eventually she does go in there. And what did you think of Jennifer's reaction to her? Jennifer's pretty cold in like a not very
direct
way.
It was very like kind of passive, I would just say, because it's so realistic too. That would be how I would say the average person who doesn't really like confrontation would take this. They would be like, okay, well, I don't want to see them, so I'm going to think of excuses. And she even like took us in like, oh yeah, I could do lunch, and then cancels with her assistant, which I loved. But yeah, definitely the cold shoulder, but not being direct about it at all.
Yeah, but do you think that Jennifer has a right to be mad?
Not really. I get where she's coming from because it is her friend, but like you cannot force your friends to date your other friends and then be mad if it doesn't work out. Like, especially if you are putting 2 friends in that situation, there is that possibility it may not work out, and that may happen after they sleep together, but it's not fair to be like, well, since it didn't work out and you like my other friend, now I'm gonna like get you out of the circle.
And you weren't here last week, but I brought up that I kind of got the vibe that Jennifer had some past with Jack.
Me too.
Okay.
I got that so much from this episode too.
Yeah, because I got it last episode a lot because she was so anti-Jack and so pro-Harry.
Like, he's gonna break your heart. Like, he gets over relationships. Like, why are you feeling that way, girl?
Exactly. And I'm like, why is she really that mad that she chose Jack over Harry kind of thing? And she brings up kind of in like a not excited for her way, but yeah, Jack said he had a lot of fun with you.
Yeah.
But it was very, because I thought when she showed up to the hotel last week that Jennifer was going to open the door.
Too. I was like, it's so going to be Jennifer and they're going to be, I thought the same thing.
I mean, I don't know. I still kind of feel like there was something there.
Me too.
I'm curious if in the next 2 episodes we'll see that or not.
I hope we do.
But then you also, what is your idea? At the end of the episode, obviously, Jack, I guess, was out of town somewhere and ends up texting Val saying, hey, like, sorry I was out of town, just saw that, I'm back at the hotel. She ends up going there.
Yeah.
What do you think he's up to? Do you think he's genuine? Do you think...
I don't know. I find it too fishy that he like disappeared for a few days, especially after saying, "Hey, come find me afterwards." I mean, I get that she didn't like give him the warning that she was coming, but still, when you kind of set aside plans, you are setting aside a plan for him to automatically either assume you're not going to show or not care enough to be there. It makes me think he's a little shady, but then again, we don't really know his character that well. We like that he's like goofy and fun. But, I mean, she was forewarned, like he is kind of a player, gets over things fast. She was new and shiny. But I think the reason he disappeared might have something to do with Jennifer, especially since she knew that they were together that day.
Yeah, I can't tell with him. Like, when they were having that heart-to-heart thing on the rooftop last, I got really good vibes, and I thought that they would really balance each other out well. I think he's just the type of person that Val needs. And I loved the way Val was so straightforward with him. She goes, "Don't disappear. Text me, call me, anything. Just don't. It drives me crazy." Because that is so, like, understandable and a realistic human response, because I feel like that's how anyone feels.
Yeah.
If you are getting all these vibes from someone and then they just completely go off the face of the earth, it's like, I don't care if you don't like me, or I don't care if you leave and you can't hang out. Just tell me.
Like, why do you want... Ignoring does not help any situation. Just be upfront with people. Be honest, because it's going to hurt for that moment, but it's so much better than waiting, like, weeks and thinking, did they die? Do they hate me that much they couldn't even, like, send me a text? I definitely can relate to that.
I loved the way she did that.
Me too.
I guess this can be, like, a little segue into Laura, because... So... total turn of events from what I originally predicted with Aubrey and with Laura, because Aubrey is the one who is
getting the feelings, getting clingy,
like very clingy.
Like, you're mine. But I will say, guys, when she was, what is his name?
Spencer.
Spencer. When Laura and Spencer were talking about the weed brownies or one of those edibles, and I was like, I felt like there was a little flirtation there.
You're right.
It continued. And I love that. But honestly, I had no clue Aubrey was going to get clingy until last episode.
Yeah,
so
last episode.
This episode and last episode were like, okay, well, now she's going to get a little weird, and Laura's completely turned off by it.
I know. That just kind of, that whole storyline took me by surprise, because, yeah, you see Aubrey getting super weird in the first scene of them three, and Spencer's just kind of being nice, and Laura is clearly flirting back.
Yeah.
Whatever. And Aubrey's just giving looks like, I forget. Oh my God.
What?
The thing I can't think of the exact thing. Something about, like, the gifts for the people with cancer.
Oh, Make-A-Wish.
Make-A-Wish. She's like, sorry, Make-A-Wish is closed.
Yeah.
And Laura was kind of like, whoa, you know? And then the whole kissing her when she knew her mom was looking.
Yeah, that was
She was kind of
weird.
like marking her territory.
But it's weird because remember episodes ago when Laura was like, I'm so like, and she was asking, like, are we cool? And Aubrey acted like it was no big deal, didn't have to make anything official, didn't have to have any PDA, and now all of a sudden she wants to kiss her in front of her mom.
That's why it threw me off. That's why it took a different turn. And it was funny, Laura, when her and Val were having this conversation, because at this point, Val was totally on Aubrey's side, because in her situation, she was the Aubrey. Yeah. You know? Yep. Laura's like, why can't I just have sex with someone that I like and it just not be a thing? And Aubrey's like, not Aubrey. Val's like, you have to understand their side, though. Like, that it might not be that way for them.
Yeah, so, I love that. I loved that conversation back and forth. But Laura is super chill, unemotionally involved. Yes. However, I do think, and I should save it for predictions, but I'm just going to spill a little. I do see her and Spencer developing strong feelings for each other. Obviously, knowing Spencer's storyline, we know that's not gonna end well, but I do see them having a connection, and I think, though, it's only because she knows that she can't really have him. Like, that's not gonna be anything serious because he doesn't have that much time.
Yeah, that's so true. And what's interesting is Laura, to me, reminds me so much of Alex in ways of relationships, kind of. Yeah. And so Laura was told by Val, just be honest with her. Tell her how you feel. For a second, I thought she was actually going to do that, but instead she opts out and does the, oh, I have to do family plans. Like, I'm sorry. Right when she said that, I knew she was still having Spencer over.
100%. She's like, this girl's clingy, but I want to hang with Spencer. And she knows that if she had Aubrey there, she'd kind of be a cock block. So
Exactly. So Laura ends up having Spencer over, and I like that.
Yeah, me too. They're sweet together.
Yeah, they're little flirty texts where they're very sarcastic, and it's not too serious. They both kind of know what it is.
Exactly.
That's how I feel.
I just love how like realistically playful it is and casual. Casual. But I love their dynamic so much. I think I think he also like kind of balances her out a little bit because he's emotionally unavailable. That's the thing about him, and she's emotionally unavailable, so they're just great together at this point in time.
You know what's funny is, actually, I'm going to do it at predictions. I'm going to do it at predictions because it's a prediction. Okay, so meanwhile, while Spencer and Laura are in the hot tub, we hear the doorbell ring, which I totally thought was going to be Aubrey. It's not. We'll get back to who it is, but it has to do with Alex, obviously. So, first of all, this is something that just happened at the very beginning of the episode. So weird, Laura just straight up going to Alex about him having sex and hearing Sarah. I'm like, this is so weird.
No, I would never be able to with any of my uncles.
Like, details. Like, they're like
very comfortable with each other.
Yeah, I thought that
was crossing the line a little
Quinn
bit.
would be going crazy right now. Quinn hates that, and I agree. I thought it was very, very weird. So then he goes to work. Fallon is on leave, which is interesting, and I think it's hilarious how everyone kind of turned it into they felt bad for Alex as if he was heartbroken.
Like, I kind of just like playing along because he doesn't know what to do. What's he gonna say? Like, well, I was doing the same thing with his fiance. Like,
so that's why that's pretty funny. And you know, Alex at this point, what was your take on Val kind of freaking out on Alex when she saw Sarah leave?
I think she is being a caring sister in the sense of she knows this is going to be a disaster because she knows him so well. She knows that he loves the chase and things that he can't really have, and so now this woman is going to put it all on the line just for this guy who's not that reliable, and considering they've had this relationship before, I think she just like all of a sudden like wants to get involved because she's like, well, like this isn't gonna end well. But then a part of me goes back to the season finale with the hand holding. Like it's weird. But it's like that line that they're like just walking over. That I don't know if it's like a little bit of jealousy or her just trying to be caring.
That's what I thought too, because I get weirded out when it comes to Val getting, it to me comes across as like a jealous thing.
Yeah.
So that kind of weirds me out. I think it was a lot, maybe protective, all this stuff. But Alex, to me, too, you know, he was super upset when he thought that Sarah was still going to marry Jordan. He's like, he had an affair. She goes, it was emotional. He's like, that's even worse. But I don't know with Alex at this point. I still can't get where he is emotionally, if he is truly feeling these things and wants this relationship, or was it the fact that he couldn't have it at first?
Yeah.
And now is he going to change his mind? What do you think about that?
I think it's a bit of a combination. I think he has for sure hopes that this will work out, of course, but I think it has a lot to do with the guilt he feels for how she found out, him never knowing that she found out that he cheated, him cheating, how that relationship ended, all of that, like, he never got closure. So I think this relationship, the second go-around, will give him that closure regardless of how it ends. I don't know how long that will be, but I think it will be until he gets that closure. Yeah. I don't think that they're supposed to be together. But I mean, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, and it was interesting because after they slept together again, he goes into work and Jordan was being weird, and right away I go, he knows, he knows. Because I wrote down before he actually said it, he was talking about selling companies for parts. And I was like, I know he's talking about Snooger right now without actually saying it. And then Alex clearly goes, she told you, didn't you? Didn't she? And at that point in my mind, I thought she told him, but was still wanting to be with him. And I was like, why would she do that?
I know. I know, me too. I was like, what are you doing, girl?
I was so pissed. So I thought it was reasonable for Alex to kind of go to the bar and be mad and just sitting. And then poor Patrick walks along. This guy, aspiring actor.
That was the most hilarious scene. I was dying.
We were talking about this last week, is that we like it a lot. It's funny when they get interactions with people outside of them. And this episode and last episode, they've had interactions outside of them, but it's always been with the same people.
Yeah.
And it was funny to have a completely random new person, a new stranger, and Alex just went straight Alex and just shut the F up. Like, shut up.
When I was watching that scene, I was just wondering how that would look from, like, Patrick's perspective.
He was like,
his life, like, oh, this guy at the bar, we're gonna be friends, and then this like miserable man just like not saying anything, but also like social cues. If someone's not 100%. Talking, like maybe shut up.
Yeah, maybe step away. So Alex is obviously drunk and mad at the bar, which I completely understood, because at this point I thought too, Sarah completely screwed him over. Like, why are you gonna tell? That just ruins everything for Alex and not really for you. But he comes home and he walks into his room and she is waiting there with all her bags packed, so she left to Jordan.
That is... Okay, here's the thing about that. That's her whole life and everything she's known. All of her baggage is now with Alex. Like, what are she gonna move in? Like, what, she doesn't have a home now. That's like skipping so many steps in a relationship if she jumps in with Alex. So I don't know. I never think with breakups that it should be leaving someone for someone else.
No.
And in this situation, like, that never ends well.
Well, the thing is too, is in a previous conversation they had, she's like, this is my whole life. She's like, what am I supposed to do? Be with you? And he was like, yeah. And I think when he was saying that, it was the heat of the moment. I don't think he thought through like the full idea of it. And we'll get into predictions, but then let's just talk about the last little scene. It kind of starts how the episode ended. At the beginning of the episode, it was like the three of them laying in bed. It ends, Spencer and Laura are cuddled up. They look happy, content. Val and Jack, she's getting some, so she looks content. And then I was a little iffy by Sarah was like sleeping on Alex, but he was wide awake. So I think this is where, I guess we'll get into predictions now.
Yeah,
because this leads into my first prediction.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV
predictions. So yeah, with that, the way Alex was looking, to me, like I said, I don't think he fully thought it through when he said, yeah, be with me instead. Because she just dropped her life, and now she's going to expect, since he kind of like pushed for it, that he's going to be all in. And I just don't think that he is ready. We could be totally surprised. Who knows? I hope so. I want Alex to be happy.
Too,
but right now, I don't see it happening. And then also, so we were saying that kind of Laura and Spencer both know what it is. He doesn't have much time. With that being said, I think Laura is going to end up falling hard.
I agree.
Like, even though she knows, but like, and I think she's gonna go into it thinking, oh, we know what it is, it's a fling, and she's gonna end up developing like strong feelings, and it's gonna be a whole issue for her when he gets really sick.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Do you have what other predictions?
I think that we're going to see this more so with Laura blowing off Aubrey or hiding things from Aubrey until Aubrey's. I think the next time that door knocks, I think it's going to be Aubrey, and then there's going to be a bit of a confrontation. Then she's going to be out of the picture. Because what is she, I mean, what's her place now?
Yeah.
She is, when you have feelings for someone, there's not like just friends. If it's one-sided, there's always gonna be like that, oh, but like what if, and you know? So there's not gonna be that satisfaction. So I don't see how Aubrey will fit in at this point, but I do see Spencer and Laura's relationship continuing and escalating. I think that Valerie is gonna continue her relationship with Jack, but I think it's gonna hit her when like her new friends are gonna like give her the cold shoulder, and I mean it's so healthy to have a social life, so I don't know how that will affect her, because you shouldn't just have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you should have friends. That's so important. So I don't know how that will affect her either, but we'll see.
I'm excited. Well, we only have a couple more episodes to figure everything out, and I know I cannot wait. So make sure that you're tuning in every Tuesday on Hulu for new episodes, and then make sure you're watching our after show, because how fun is it to watch this after show?
So fun.
Make sure you're following us all on AfterBuzz TV on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Like us, subscribe, give us thumbs up. And if you want to continue the conversation with me, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at _AbbyVega. And you can follow Renee.
You can find me at Renee Ariel on Instagram and on Twitter.
Thanks, everyone. We will see you next week.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.